Lampard return, upset potential and more awaits in FA Cup fourth round. This weekend, Premier League players will return from mid-season vacations in luxurious destinations across the globe to battle it out in the fourth round of the FA Cup. Some of them will be expected to cruise past lower-tier opposition, some are facing potential banana skins, and others are locked in 50-50 shootouts with their top-flight colleagues. There are also some fascinating matchups in store between teams outside the Blue Ribbon division. Sportsmail is on hand with everything to look out for in the latest round of FA Cup ties, including a legend's return and potential upsets across the board. David vs Goliath. The magic of the FA Cup is essentially the idea of an underdog team stepping up from the lower divisions to kill one of English football's giants. And neutral fans across the country will be rooting for Kidderminster to pull off an all-time classic giant killing at home to West Ham on Saturday. On paper, there is no bigger mismatch this weekend than Russell Penn's sixth-tier side hosting the Hammers, who currently sit fifth up in the Premier League. David Moyes will expect to cruise into the fourth round, even if he shuffles his pack to rest some key men, but close to 3,000 home fans will be flocking to Kidderminster's Agborough Stadium in the hope of witnessing a historic upset. Upset potential. While Kidderminster are unlikely to upset the apple cart, there are some fourth-round ties promising potential upsets this weekend. Manchester United have been largely unimpressive since Ralph Rangnick took interim charge at Old Trafford, and on Friday night they come up against one of the Championship's most informed teams in Middlesbrough. In their last 6 matches, Chris Wilder's men have taken 15 points from a possible 18, meaning a United side likely to contain some fringe players may well have their work cut out. Manchester City are also confronted with a potential banana skin, as Championship leaders Fulham will arrive at the Etihad having scored 23 goals in their last 5 league matches. Lampard's return. Saturday's FA Cup action will also mark the return of Chelsea and England legend Frank Lampard, who gets his reign as Everton manager up and running away at Brentford. Lampard, who is back in the Premier League a year after being sacked by Chelsea, needs to hit the ground running to galvanise a squad who are at risk of relegation after failing to win in the league since December 6. However, the former Blues midfielder will be unable to use new signings Donny van de Beek and Dele Alli, who are both cup-tied. Chelsea fringe stars in action. Lampard's former club have been paired with League One outfit Plymouth Argyle in Saturday's lunchtime kickoff, a test they should pass with flying colours, even without their most important players. Ahead of next week's trip to the Middle East for the Club World Cup, Chelsea head coach Thomas Tuchel is bound to hand minutes to several fringe stars and young prospects in need of game time at Stamford Bridge. The likes of Marcus Bettinelli, Ross Barkley, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Saul Niguez, Harvey Vale and Xavier Simons could all be given the nod on Saturday, while it could also be the perfect opportunity for Romelu Lukaku to restore confidence in front of goal. Diaz's debut? With a crucial Premier League outing against Leicester in store on Tuesday, Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp is also likely to rest his key men when they host Cardiff, who are fighting relegation in the Championship. So Sunday's cup tie looks to offer the ideal introduction to English football for new signing Luis Diaz, following his move from Porto last week. Diaz, 25, snubbed interest from Tottenham to complete a £50 million switch to Anfield. However, Klopp admitted that Diaz had not yet even met his new teammates yet, let alone trained with them, due to being on international duty with Colombia this week. Therefore, any debut is likely to be only from the bench if Liverpool are well in control of the game. Championship upset potential Premier League clubs being dumped out of the cup by lower league minnows is what every neutral will be dreaming of this weekend, but there are also some potential upsets in store when taking a look at 2 of the all-championship fourth-round ties. Peterborough, who are currently languishing down in the relegation zone, are set to welcome 4th-placed QPR to the Weston Homes Stadium on Saturday. QPR are vying for promotion this season and have won 5 of their last 6 matches, while Peterborough are desperately hoping to avoid relegation and head into the game without a win in 5. Thus, Posh booking their place in the 5th round would come as a serious shock. There is a similar narrative in Huddersfield's showdown with Barnsley at the John Smith Stadium, as the hosts are 1 place below QPR in 5th, and their opponents sit rooted to the bottom of the table. Clash of the runaway leaders. Man City's meeting with Fulham on Saturday will pit the 2 most informed teams in English football right now up against each other at the Etihad. City, who are 9 points clear at the Premier League summit, have not suffered a domestic defeat since they were beaten 2-0 by Crystal Palace back on October 30, while their 12-match win streak in the league only came to an end 2 weeks ago. As for Fulham, they could open up an 8-point lead at the top of the Championship by winning their game in hand over Blackburn having registered 13 points and 23 goals in their previous 5 outings. Marco Silva's Cottagers are the championship's top scorers by a staggering 29 goals after firing home 74 in 28 matches, and their attacking adventure could work wonders against a Pep Guardiola team sometimes susceptible to counters. East Midlands derby. It has been almost 8 years since East Midlands enemies Nottingham Forest and Leicester last locked horns, with the two rivals not battling it out since their championship encounter on 19 February 2014. But on Sunday afternoon the old adversaries will finally go toe-to-toe once again at the City Ground, where Steve Cooper's Forest side will fancy their chances of springing an upset. FA Cup holders Leicester head into the tie without star striker Jamie Vardy, who remains on the sidelines with a hamstring injury, having failed to win their last 2 games, and with a tough league fixture against Liverpool to come 4 days later. Forest, meanwhile, had won 3 games on the bounce before their shock defeat away at Cardiff last time out and will be expected to field a full-strength side for one of their biggest days of the season.